We have now made it to the home stretch of Doom Zero. Today we'll be taking a look at maps 21 to 30, as well as the secret levels that I missed last time. This will be my last video on Doom Zero, and I guess you could also call this the final part of the Doom Zero review series. With that said, let's discuss map 21, Starborn. Map 21 introduces a brand new enemy into the game, and while I don't think they add a ton of value to the experience, they are still cool to see. Basically, the SS Wolfenstein soldiers were reskinned and replaced by these grey lost souls that shoot cacodemon fireballs. I mean, they are pretty nice to see in Doom Zero, and it's actually very clever and resourceful to recycle the Wolfenstein soldiers into something new. These guys don't really have any purpose in these megawads, so why not reskin them? I think this was a smart decision, and while they aren't the most inventive demon in the world, they do mix things up a little. As for the level itself, I don't really like it. I don't remember any of the combat encounters except for the ambush of monsters towards the end, which I thought was frantic and good, but map 21 gets very bogged down. Most of the level is spent doing platforming and also fitting into tight doorways, which isn't fun. I'm not really a fan of the wood texture layout as well. The best part about map 21 is the introduction of a new Lost Soul monster, but the rest of it is a miss. Map 22 is better than the last one, and I like the Doom E3M2 homages a lot. However, this level feels quite underwhelming at times, and I'll try to explain why. Map 22 is structured where you have to collect the keys to hit specific color-coded switches to then go through these switch-locked doors to eventually unlock the exit. This is fine by itself, and the level feels pretty open, but that means you'll kill all of the demons first, and then you'll be on this wild goose chase up and down the map with no enemies to fight. The encounters don't really feel like encounters, and demons are just placed in this open area. Again, map 22 is better than map 21, but I think the final third of Doom Zero is the weakest, with maps 1 to 10 being the best part of the game. Map 23 rolls around and gives the player a pretty decent variety of set pieces and visual styles. There are cave structures, ancient temples, rooms filled with toxic wastefalls, etc. I love the diverse locations in map 23, and while I don't think it's the best Doom level, it's a decent enough experience. Map 24 is another good level, but now Doom Zero is starting to run out of steam. This is extremely common with megawads, and it's part of the reason why I don't like how Doom 2 is structured to begin with. Out of 32 levels, some of them are bound to be less than stellar, and I don't understand why id Software couldn't shorten it down to 20 maps or something. Just cut out all the fat. That being said, map 24 is a good level, but not much sticks out. The barrage of imps at the beginning is great, and it's fun dodging all of their fireballs at once. Map 25 on the other hand is way too big for its own good, and the level could have been shrunken down by like 2 times. The puzzles and key hunts aren't difficult by themselves, but the map is so huge that you get confused on what to do next. Then you start wandering around the level looking for a door or something for like 30 minutes. And after all this time, you finally discover a switch that is too fucking small to see for a level on this scale. That is annoying, and the ending room is pretty over the top as well. 3 Hell Knights and 2 Archviles with no way to backtrack to some cover. The most frustrating part about all of this is that this pain in the ass combat encounter is probably the most recognizable and best aspect about the level. Map 25 suffers from having such a large layout, and I'm not a fan of it. Map 26 is similar to map 24, as in it's a good level, but that's about it. I don't think it's Doom Zero's fault, but unfortunately megawads of this length get a bit samey after a while. I must credit the creator of Doom Zero though, because he managed to create over 20 completely original and diverse maps, and that must be respected. Even in megawads driven by the community that are made by a group of people, the game starts to get repetitive, so praise must be given to Doom Zero's creator. Map 27 is interesting because it essentially involves a bunch of challenge rooms that you need to go in to collect keys and flick switches. My favourite combat room is probably the one in the dark with all of the revenants, barons and cacodemons. There are bright red walls that help you navigate along, and I like the overall mood that this room sets. The ending battle with the group of archviles and barons will keep you on your toes, and this was a solid way to close out the level. Map 28 suffers from the same issue as Map 25, with how it's way too big for its own good. I got really lost in this map, and I don't like how if you miss only one tiny switch, you will not progress until you find it and hit the switch. I just wish that these closing levels were smaller in scale, and it's unfortunate that Doom Zero has a lackluster Map 28, because this is the last conventional map in the game. Map 29 is where you fight the final boss of Doom Zero, where you have the rematch against the Demon Witch. She more or less acts like the Icon of Sin, with a weak point that you need to blow up. However, unlike the Icon of Sin, the Demon Witch is actually fun to fight, and there isn't any precise rocket launcher timing that you need to perform. The build up to the final boss is nothing special, but it gets the job done, and the boss fight itself is pretty damn good. I like how the creator went through the extra effort of adding a unique final boss to the game, and he tried his hand at making new demons as well. Him going the extra mile to give fans a quality megawad is always noted, and while I do have a few issues with Doom Zero, I really enjoyed it overall. The levels were inventive, and the puzzle elements added were very interesting. What is after the Demon Witch fight though? Well, Map 30 ends with the player fighting his way through fodder demons, and then he is trapped in a sarcophagus. The same one that appears in Doom 2016. This caught me off guard so much, and I fucking love the ending. Doom Zero was a prequel to Doom 2016 the whole time, and I really enjoyed this little twist made at the end. As for the secret levels, Map 31 is such a nostalgic experience, and if you're into classic id Software games like Wolfenstein, Doom or Quake, then play Doom Zero just for this level. Map 31 is fantastic, and the bloody look to everything is a nice touch. Map 32 on the other hand reminds me a ton of E3 M8 from the lost episodes of Doom, where they go back and revisit the very first map of the set. I mean, I feel like compared to Map 31, a Cyber Demon and Spider Mastermind fight located in the first level is pretty underwhelming, but I know people love these kind of maps, so whatever. That was Doom Zero, and I enjoyed my time very much. I don't think it's perfect, but I thought most of the levels were executed well, and if you watched my previous videos on the subject, you'll know that I gave this megawad high praise. I like that Doom Zero had the balls to focus on puzzles and platforming, even though a few sections didn't work out in my opinion, namely Map 21 and Map 25. However, those are all made up for with levels like Map 5 or Map 8. Regardless, what did you think of Doom Zero as a whole now? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I thank you for watching.